So the very problem that I was trying to figure out is the same one that is occurring, but being handed out with Nobel Prizes. If something imitates something that's small, but it's large, and you point at the similarities because they're the defining characteristics between the two. If that's hard to fathom, buckle up and strap it down, because this episode is sponsored by Common Logic. There's a place across the pond, no pun intended being in one, where there's a country called Switzerland. And in Switzerland, there's a place where our government had funded to see what makes the clock tick. And clocks tick has to be done in friction. With friction, there's gravity behind it. There's no getting past this. But to say that gravity is made up of something that is an addition to is a spit in the face of Newtonian physics that was brushed aside. Before this gets too complex and you decide to watch some person review your local Five Guys French fries, please take note. Take note of what? Adjuvant. Adjuvant is, let's take a seat. I'll have you note that adjuvant is an addition to an original. An original giving an addition equates to a sloppy copy. However, can be framed as the exact thing you were looking for. This is the problem with society in America. Guns are a thing that saves lives, but can also take lives. The moment that guns take lives, it is propagated in the news and the media as a horrific thing. The moment a gun stops a person from a heinous act of taking lives, it goes unnoticed fairly quickly and is gone the next day. What I've learned about being an adult. Fun fact, school is not in session right now because it is a Saturday. Photons are perfect. This is light. Do you see my face reflecting the sun? This is what a photon is. It has a momentum, but is massless at the same time. For that mere fact alone, I think it's perfect. Adjuvant is something that's added, which is crap, junk. For a filler to fill a gap of something that is missing. Hidden information, thing very simple. But it has a load of propaganda, because in particles is a load of propaganda. The best notion of what we know in a particle is a Higgs boson, which has a gold standard. The gold standard is something that is like a community comes together and agrees upon something. In the United States, where we're free, we're the beacon of freedom. We're supposed to be voting on things that are in gray matter. But when gold standards are pushed to the forefront without our vote, there's a bunch of propaganda within the gray matter between. The LHC is a Large Hadron Collider in Geneva, Switzerland. It has got a Nobel Prize gifted to the experimentalist who didn't even see the measurement, but had a gold standard among themselves because of a particle table. The fundamental particle table of physics would suggest if you have anywhere within 260,000 degrees of energy, which is one electron times 263. Ergo, an electron having mass, if built up and stacked about 263,000 times, well then, my friend, you will have a gold standard of whatever you so do please. And if it's a Higgs particle, then god damn it, you might have yourself a Nobel Prize if you've got a machine that costs 2 million to billion. Who cares at this point? It's all like free weaponry. In the military complex of the United States, we've got so much money that it's like whoever needs free missiles around the world than our allies, it's scot-free. So if you have a machine that's colliding particles, it doesn't matter if it's like $100 or $2 billion. As long as the public is secluded from that area, it doesn't matter if it's $100 or $2 billion. It's a write-off. But how can you write off a gold standard? You cake it in gray matter. A charge of an electron is GeV, and 263 GeV is a magic number because it's a gold standard. So, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, by golly, you can get yourself a Nobel Prize. But as far as a Nobel piece of crap prize, that's even more ominous.